Good day, everyone! Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Mystic Quest with me, EclecticAndrew the Gamer, our two heroes Benjamin, Kaeli, and today we wake up the sleepy face to go up to the final floor of the giant tree. The giant living tree of a live forest. So, today we should be finishing up this dungeon, of course. Hopefully. I don't see why we won't. We are on the final floor. Hopefully the boss isn't too hard. I'm sure Benjamin and Kaeli can take it out, okay? Because the boss infecting this tree is probably the head of the monsters. Wonder what's gonna happen to all the monsters whenever we kill it. Or will we not save the tree by killing all the head of the monsters? And I do mean that he's the head of the monsters in here. He is, he's got a head on him. He's a boss with a head. And if I could get through the skeleton really quick, I can show you what I mean. He has multiple heads. He's a chimera. Wait, speak to the tree. Look, you gonna go back here and poke the sleepy face? If you can beat Ghidra, the monsters will disappear. Oh, really? So this is Ghidra, a chimera monster that is head of the monsters, and they will all disappear with his defeat. Nice. Very good. Oh, boss music and battle music. Guess what I found out today? I found out that the 8-bit drummer, Gerard the drummer, he has actually, in the last couple months, put up on YouTube some videos of him drumming to the music of this game. Both battle music and the boss battle music. So this music right now, you can listen to Gerard beating the drum. Banging the drum all day. Oh, I did a bad. I forgot to open up my list to see what this monster's weak to. Well, why don't we show off our new meteor spell? Ooh, 3 heads. He's got 3 heads he's attacking with. Oh, crap, that did a lot of damage. Well, we'll do more damage to you, Ghidra. See? 2,000 damage is more damage than you can do to me. Oh. Okay, he almost killed Benjamin. If he had hit Benjamin with that, Ben would be dead. Oh, but Ghidra's weak to the arrow spell, however, it is not more than the meteor spell, so I'm gonna leave Ben to do the meteor spell over and over again, and if Kaeli ever gains control of her body, we will have her use arrow. Of course, after lifing Ben up to life. No! You're kidding me, he killed me. We do not give up. We fight again. Yes, sirree, we fight. A good fight. I don't know if I care about these scourgers in this battle. I'm just taking them out because I'm used to taking them out the side monsters in these battles. Because there are a lot of bosses that come with little side dudes, and like I've said before, the side dudes can make the battle very hard because you're trying to deal with them and you're trying to deal with the boss at the same time, and it becomes very tiresome after a turn or two. It gets very deadly. So I'm used to taking out the side dudes, only this time I'm not sure if I really cared about the side dudes. You know, let's life up Ben just in case he gets hit before Kaeli heals him, which he doesn't. But yeah, I'm not too worried about sculptures. I'm not sure why they were part of this battle. Well, let's life Benjamin again. And Ben's almost dead. Yay! Yay for the life spell. Who doesn't love a good life spell? Especially this life spell. This life spell is overpowered as all get out. Oh no! The poor goat. The goat has been goated by us. We got his goat. Yes, we got Ghidor's goat. I get it now. I know what to do. Oh no! He's a mad lion now. He's mad. Yeah, we resist your paralyzation. Good. Go, meteor! Sucker off. Yeah, there we go. With Geeter defeated, all the monsters do indeed vanish. Mr. Face, I'm grateful to you for beating those monsters. Allow me to carry you. Okay. Why do we have to... Those trees? What? Who shaped those trees that way? Go on, kid? Why? Oh, Kaeli's out on the deck too. And why does he have such an elongated chin? The branch, I mean, but... Because the branch would be a chin, but the face... I guess he has multiple faces? It's kind of like how... You know those big old trees you see every now and then in your backyards that have a bunch of, like, eyes all over them? I don't know if that's supposed to be like, those eyes in the trees are supposed to be rotted out branches that fell off or something. And yet the tree kept growing, so it kept growing the branch remainder, or... Oh, wow. If I wanted to, I could go back throughout this dungeon and get all the treasure chests, because there's no monsters. Very good if you need meteor. However... What happens if I do leave the dungeon? Well, I'm gonna take a minute and leave this dungeon really quick for you guys. Because I don't know what happens when you leave the dungeon. I know what happens when you cast exit. You immediately leave completely out of the full forest. But I don't know if there's a reason to walk out of the tree. I could have tested this out beforehand. Figure it out, but I never had that question in my mind before now. So let's chop down some more fungus. The fungus among us. Kaeli, help us chop down these mushrooms. We'll sell them to Mario. We'll make a bunch of money. Woohoo! Yeah, to Mario. Mario has a lot of money to spend on mushrooms, right? If you're at this point, let's leave a comment. Let's have a comment thread. A discussion. Something. What do you think of, consumable charges or consumable... What's that chest? Okay. That makes no sense. Or consumable spells. Well, I mean, all spells are technically consumable because they use MP, but... Thinking about Mario and having money to buy mushrooms, that made me think of Partners in Time. Where Partners in Time, you had to buy the abilities to... The green shells, the red shells, the jump trampoline, the jump helmet. Oh, that just exits you completely out of the forest, okay. Then you go back in the forest over here. Sure, since I'm taking a long time in this episode, let's go back to see what happened to the tree. Did the tree move? Is the tree no longer there in the alive forest? He's moved to a different location. Maybe. Let us see. But consumable... Buyable spell charges. I guess there's that part too. It's kind of a different niche to where you actually buy your spell charges. Like they did in Partners in Time. The Final Fantasy Mystic Quest here, I think, is very inspired by Final Fantasy 1, which had the spell charges for each different level of spells that you could learn in Final Fantasy 1. Only instead of having multiple levels with different spells on each level, it's kind of got the 3 branches of magic instead, which each have their own individual charge. I like the Mystic Quest's charge branching magic system. Oh yeah, I don't see the giant tree anymore. He's left with a bunch of little trees. But Partners in Time was very interesting. Because if this is especially the first time you're playing Partners in Time, you're gonna have trouble at first because you're not gonna realize. Essentially, the Mushroom Kingdom Castle, Peach's Castle, that you, in the present time, is the main central hub of town. And it's kind of like a mystery dungeon game where you're starting out in a central town. Yeah, tree's gone. Left behind a little circle of trees. Where there's a central town, and you go out into dungeons. So the central hub town becomes a central hub of where you're buying all your weapons, armor, items, and in Partners in Time, spells, and armor as well. Which, if you didn't keep on track of each time you finish a dungeon, that the toads at the Castletown shop would improve their inventory. Kaeli Temple. Interesting name. Not an English name for sure that I know of. Old man, Captain Mac will tell you about the prophecy. Where are you going, good sir? Why did you just tell me that and fly away? And we're in a cave. Actually, we're in a temple, so I suppose you flew away through the temple. Like through a temple roof or something, or... Hello? I'm in a cave and I cannot find my way. I'm lost in a cave. What? What's the mother flipping point of being over here? Okay, I'm actually going somewhere. Am I going somewhere? This is frustrating. You know, and this is actually a perfect example of the Super Nintendo's capabilities to have the character go under a layer, a background layer per se, and to be going through a tunnel or under a bridge per se, that was very emblematic of the Super Nintendo, I believe, and that's why we haven't seen many multi-tiered dungeons like from Zelda, you know, like Link to the Past. Although I can think of one other dungeon I've seen, another Zelda game that has seen the, besides Link Between Worlds, that I mentioned earlier, I believe in this LP. Was it this LP? Well, we'll talk about it again. In a minute. Welcome to Windia, the town of winds, and whoa, it's stormy, it's breezy. Where's Narma? Have you seen her? I don't know. Who's Norma? Are you normal? How about buying my Cupid locket for 300 GP? Sure, sounds good. That is our most highly upgraded possible charm locket armor. Because I might as well tell you now, since we're talking about it. Each armor that Benjamin gets and each weapon Benjamin gets can only have 3 tiers of the tiers. And also the Dragon Claw, it has the extra ability to stone and confuse, compared to the Charm Claw. Oh, and silencing, apparently. Oh, maybe confusion was on the Charm Claw, of course. That makes sense, because it's charming. But yeah, now Benjamin only needs one more sword to complete his quest. And armor and shield, of course. How about some explosives, good buddy? No, sirree. No need for explosives. I don't need explosives for the rest of the game, I believe. Man. That's gotta be noisy as hell. It's this wind is so strong, it's flapping the... What are they called? The wind guards? Window guards? Man, I haven't seen a window guard in a long time. You can see them in some old TV shows and movies to where the... Storm windows, that's what they're called. To see up there on top of the inn, on the 2nd floor, those are storm guards. Or actually they could just be plain windows themselves that are just flapping in the breeze of this town. Big old breeze. Oh, I thought that old man was sleeping in bed. If only the wind would stop, then I could gather seeds again. Oh, you sell seeds, do you? Yes, I do. The Mobius crest is buried in Spencer's place. If we had it, we could reach the ship dock from here. Oh. What he means by that is down in his basement. I guess he's the shipmaster because this is the Mobius warp point. And the Mobius crest is somewhere in Spencer's place? I don't know what he means by that, by Spencer's place. Spencer's place is back in Foresta with his wife and daughter. Of course, Kaeli, his daughter's right here. No, that's Captain Mac. Oh, Spencer! Old man Phoebe's grandfather, Spencer. Oops. That's not jumpable. That's not jumpable. Otto built the tower up north, but Pazuzu invaded it. Oh no. Who's Pazuzu? And God bless you to you too. But Pazuzu, that's a ancient Sumerian name, I believe. Usually associated with a wind and bird demon god thing. Just can't go out and play in this wind. I love climbing up on the roof, but in this wind, no way. Yeah, you'll be brushed right off that roof in no time flat. You'll actually hit the ground worse than Bart's would have in Final Fantasy V. Isn't that just such a good backstory for a kid and for a hero in Final Fantasy? He fell off the roof and nearly died, so he's afraid of heights. And yet his heroic destiny leads him to fly all over the place. Oh, what's this house? Whoa, a lot of books. This is a grand library. Full of reading materials. This guy looks like a doctor. He's got a lab coat and everything. A scientist. He's a scientist. And excuse me, are you Otto? Later. My daughter Norma went to the tower up north using my Rainbow Road. It's where you go. It's Rainbow Road. And your daughter's Norma? And you know she went to the tower, so that person looking for Norma needs to talk to you to find out she's at the tower. But the powerful wind from Mount Gale broke the road-making machine. Oh no, you have a road-making machine and there's a powerful wind from Mount Gale. You would think there would be always a powerful wind coming from Mount Gale. Norma's stuck there until the winds die down. Benjamin, let's keep on going. The crystal of wind might be in that mountain. Yeah, you got a point there. Promise me you'll stop that wind. Yes, sir, Mr. Otto. I'm Otto Van Allen. I'm Otto Van Allen. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Dr. Otto. Are you related to Dr. Bobby? No? No, never heard of him. Oh, I've heard he's a good masseuse. I'm sure Rachel Green would love to give you his, business card. Of course, what kind of masseuse gets called a doctor? Now then that we are done with Windia, exploring Windia, there's the tower up north that, Otto Van Allen apparently built, and has a road-making machine to go to it, but with the road destroyed, apparently, Rainbow Road. Windhole Temple. Ooh, it's so pretty in here. It's got a nice little lake. It's nice that there's some nice lakes in this land of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. There doesn't seem to be enough water here, does there? Seems like there's something missing from the world, and it seems to be water, doesn't it? I mean, you were in the water area, and it was all snowy and icy and everything, but where's the water? Well, I was talking about consumable, buyable items, and about how, why don't I do a Battlefield while I talk about this? Because in Mystery Dungeons. Ooh, a water hag. Like I said, I don't have my paper open, so I don't know what this guy's weak to. We'll figure it out. Mystery Dungeons tend to have the central town upgrade its shop whenever you complete a dungeon or so forth and further your adventure. So if you don't immediately recognize that Partners in Time as a mystery dungeon-like game, it's not exactly a mystery dungeon, but it's got the central towns that you visit. It's got the dungeons you go out to from the central town. And then it's got the upgrading shops that upgrade every time you complete a dungeon or complete a quest. So it can be a little difficult if your first time playing Partners in Time. Which is too bad, because it's a good game, honestly. Despite its weirdness being a Mario Central Town Mystery Dungeon-like game. And using the castle as the main central hub of the game. You wouldn't think a castle would have its own shop, but I guess they may do with what they did. You would think Toad Town itself would be the central shop, have the central shop as be the central location, but no. And we get an explanation for that later on in the game. It did take a lot of leaps of faith to make that game, Partners in Time. Because you got the aliens, you got the concept I was talking about with the central town hub and everything, and the consumable special item attacks, special attacks that you have to buy or find in the dungeons. You got the one dungeon where you actually go inside one of the alien monster things. Basically a kaiju Yoshi. Well, it's not that rare that you go inside things inside a Mario game. I mean, yes, there was Bowser's Inside Story, but that came after Partners in Time, and there's also Yoshi's Island 1 on the Super Nintendo, which had you go inside a frog to fight it. Like, you wouldn't think the most effective way to fight a frog would be to be inside of it. Of course, I guess that's what Kamek was thinking in that game when he shrunk you down and the Toad's like, bleh, I eat you. Oh no, that has more split. I did not realize spells had that kind of split damage on them. That sucks. To talk about this game now. I did not realize spells had that kind of split damage the same way they do on the bombs. Because I've been taking out 2 of these water hags just fine with Meteor, but add in a vampire, and the split damage is too much. Oh no, Kaeli. Oh, that's a fully healed water hag. Oh, okay. Apparently these water hags have a good counterattacking ability. Of course, they also seem to be weak to one of the effects, the instant death effects of the Dragon Claw. And yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit when I was talking with the different weapon tiers that we're finding. That we're just about done with the weapon tiers. All the weapons in the game. I wanted to bring up that it has the silence and the stoning effect, which is essentially the instant death effect in this game for monsters. Because I didn't bring that up last time I was actually talking about, because I never talked about the Dragon Claw when I actually got it. I never went over its capabilities. So I'm like, whoops, let's fix that. You know, retroactively discuss it. No, don't heal Haggy. I almost called it a hog. I almost said hoggy. There are not enough pig monsters in games. Although Minecraft seems to have piglings. You know, I actually haven't played that game, Minecraft Legends. I kind of want to. I understand it's frustrating, not interesting game for hardcore story players, but I do understand. It's kind of like it's a Minecraft game, but it's a Minecraft vein game of basically Pikmin or StarCraft, I imagine. Something like that, where you have little dudes following you around doing all the battle for you. Or maybe kind of like the Wonderful 101, if you remember that game from the Wii U. Which I never played it, but That's why I'm more related to Pikmin at first. It's kind of like Minecraft Pikmin, that's what I see from videos I've seen of it. Which is in many videos, not a lot of people like it, apparently. I did see how the cutoff seems to be for people about an hour, which is it gets boring around that point because it's got the one part of the game in the beginning to where you're first fighting the forces of the Nether. And it's got you going around to 3 different bases, random bases in the world of the Minecraft Legends, to randomly deal with miniature challenges. They're not even real challenges, according to most people I've seen talk about it, but it's just time-consuming. That's a bad thing to be sometimes with a video game nowadays. It's time-consuming. Which reminds me, I was thinking of that recently. Oh yeah. I never, every now and then still want to play League of Legends, of course. But just one problem I have with it nowadays is it's such a commitment to commit to an hour or more, at least, to play that game on the computer. So sometimes I'll just pick up a little Wild Rift game and play it a couple times. Well, at least once or twice a week. If I play League of Legends that week. But I've actually picked up Pokemon Unite again because that's a little bit easier on the time commitment issue. Plus, I'm having fun with Umbreon. And did that clear out the mount? Yes, it did, and got 2,700 experience for it. Umbreon is one of my favorite Pokemon. One of my top favorite Pokemon. I will admit I did do one bad thing when I first heard it was being announced, being made in America. Because I got the Pokemon foreshadowing book, like Kotaku or something, or some such. And it had all the Japanese Romanized names of the Pokemon. And the Americanized Japanese name for Umbreon is... Don't at me for this, but that's its name in Japanese. Blackie. And I did a boo-boo because I was in school, and we were playing Hangman on the chalkboard in the classroom. And what do I think of? Oh, my favorite Pokemon that I've seen in Generation 2, Generation 1 even. It's favorite above them all. Umbreon. Yes. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode today. If you did, leave a like or a comment. Like, don't forget the comment thread discussion I tried to start with the Partners in Time discussion with the spell charges, buying spell charges. Leave a comment for that too. And until next time, take care of yourselves and bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.